10 things you should never say to someone in pain. Pain is an inevitable part of any human being's life. Have you ever been confused about what to say to people who mention their misery and pain to you? Have you ever struggled to answer people's emotions? People experience different kinds of pain and sorrow in their lives, which affects them mentally and physically. The people who mention or explain their feelings to us are actually trusting you with the most private moments of their lives. They are telling you something which they don't tell everyone else. Many people are not aware of how to respond or show some care to a struggling person. To help you figure out the difference between the right and wrong way of portraying and responding your thoughts to someone, we have collected 10 things you should never say to someone in pain. Number 1, it's not that bad. Either a person is going through physical or emotional pain. It is not okay to invalidate someone's pain with mean comments like, "It's not that bad," or "Other people have it worse." By giving such statements, you're telling someone that what they feel is not valid or authentic. Pain is a very personal and confidential part of a person's life that they don't share with everyone. If someone has selected you to be one of those trustful people, it is best to make them feel comfort and love through your words. When a person goes through something, they alone have the right to discern or judge, so others saying such stuff would only make them feel worse. Number 2, you are overreacting. If someone is going through the physical or emotional pain that is breaking them from the inside and they tell you, if you use ruthless comments like "you're overreacting," you will only make that person feel worse. It is not okay to judge the intensity of someone's pain based on your personal assumptions. Every person has a different capability to endure. Some are easily affected while others are stronger. Learn the difference between those pains and let people know that you actually care for whatever they feel and make them feel positive. It is not easy to handle any kind of pain. If you tell someone they are dramatic about it, chances are they will be deeply affected by your rude reply and feel more pain. Number 3, let it go. Several times you must have heard from people that you're overstressing yourself over your problem and should just let it go. These words make us angry because the other person is not aware enough of our problem's intensity. If you ever say something like this to a person struggling, you're giving them an impression that you're fed up with hearing about their issues. Saying "let it go" is very easy, but only the person going through it would know how they feel. You should avoid saying phrases like this to someone struggling and instead peacefully hear them and understand their problems. Number 4, you don't need to feel this. Have you ever heard from a person that whatever you're feeling is pointless and that you shouldn't feel this? When people are going through a tough time in their lives, either physically or emotionally, they might feel things more than usual. Some people are susceptible and feel bad for the smallest item. This is because they have a fragile heart and vulnerable nature. If someone tells you about how they think, you should never make them feel like their feelings are invalid about that particular issue. We don't know a person's situation, so we should think a lot of times before portraying our assumptions. Number 5, you're too sensitive. If you're someone who's born with a weaker heart or who feels things more than usual people, chances are people are prone to judge you for your vulnerable nature and tell you something which might hurt you. Not everyone is stable and courageous, so whenever we face people who tell us about their emotions for feeling a certain way, it is not a good thing to invalidate someone by saying they are too sensitive. Such mean comments about a person's nature make them feel inadequate and helpless for being a certain way. Suppose your sensitive friend felt terrible because she arrived late and your other friends started making fun of her. Chances are she will be hurt by the jokes of your friends and would even cry. Never make such a vulnerable person feel bad because she can't control herself. Number 6, I told you so. When a person goes through a difficult time and you leave such comments like "you already said so," chances are they will be hurt by you. Telling someone "I told you so" is like being over-efficient and making other people feel inferior. When someone faces misery, they don't go for logic and brains, so it is best to understand their emotions without being insensitive. If you want to sympathize with someone's pain, then never say things that would break them. Number 7, have you been praying enough? Have you ever been around a person who judged you for facing loss and failure? Some people have such mean minds and rude behavior that they start to question another person's religious upbringing for facing loss and failures in their lives. When a person is going through a miserable time and you choose to lecture them for not praying enough, you're just negatively influencing them to feel worse. It is not okay to question anyone's religious or personal life decisions because that is a matter between them and God. Never try to ask such insensitive questions that would further break them. Number 8, you should be grateful. When a person is going through a hard time in their life, physically or emotionally, you should never tell them things like they are not grateful enough. There are a million reasons why a person feels a certain way. Maybe their family is not loving, perhaps they are facing a financial crisis, or perhaps they're not feeling well mentally. When you say such stuff, you're making the other person feel ungrateful and evil. Never use this phrase to a person who's struggling. Instead, calm them down with friendly and loving words. Number 9, I know how you feel. When a person says something like this, like they already know how you're feeling, they give you an impression that what you're feeling is not validated enough. It is sometimes useful to feel what the other person is feeling, but totally relating to someone is like dimming their light and putting a spotlight on yourself. When people express themselves when they are being hurt, it is best to hear their experience patiently and not make them feel like it's an old story. Each person feels things differently from their own point of view, so don't try too hard to be the center of attention and invalidate another person's feelings or experience. And finally, number 10, stop being so immature. When a person is feeling something wrong, they are telling you things from their point of view. If you give a mean comment like, "Stop being so immature," you're showing ruthless behavior towards their feelings and emotions. Every individual has their own way of feeling things. Some feel more than usual and some less. Instead of judging every other person's feelings and making them feel bad, it is best to not say anything at all. When a person trusts you enough to share their private thoughts or things, it is your responsibility to make them feel right, not wrong. Calling someone immature or childish is very hurtful. These comments often reflect that the person you're talking to does not have enough intellect to endure pain. Try to change your words into a better tone to make the other person feel comfort and love through your words instead of feeling hurt.